Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. That's right. No, it's not Wednesday. No. As I said, for those of you who have been paying attention, I was going to be dropping reviews all throughout the remainder of 2023. Whenever I get to them, it's not going to be just on Wednesday, although we will have the bulk of them tomorrow, as always. But you're going to see daily reviews, trying to get through my backlog of stuff from 2023. This way in 2024 we can concentrate on strictly 2024 stuff. So today we're going to take a look at part two of a trilogy from a Norwegian kind of prog supergroup. The band is called the Chronicles of Father Robin. This is the Songs and Tales of Airoea-Book 2. All right. Of course, this is members of Wobbler and George Joe and Tuss Mork and a couple other bands, right? All getting together to do this whole concept that's going across 3 albums, right? It's meant as a big, long trilogy. Each album is roughly, give or take, 40 minutes, right? We'll have part 3 coming out in February. Originally, they released this all in this big deluxe vinyl set, and now the CDs of all the 3 different parts have been coming out. So let's take a look here. Of course, we've got some great artwork, as we've seen so far in this series from the Father Robin folks. I don't like that they don't have the band name on the front, though. That always bothers me. But the title is there. And, of course, here you got cool artwork on the inside and lyrics and information on the guys in the band. Let me see if I have something a little bit better to read with them. I'm going to have to go with this. So Andreas Wettergreen Stroman Prestmo on vocals and guitars and bass and keyboards, all sorts of stuff. You got John Andre Nielsen on Fender Precision bass and backing vocals. You've got Henrik Harmer on drums, percussion, backing vocals. Thomas Hagen Koldball, I know I'm butchering these names, on electric acoustic guitars, mandolin, sound effects, backing vocals. Alexandra Morosova on vocals. Regin Meyer on flute. Hammond B3 organ, Fender Rhodes electric piano, grand piano, church organ, backing vocals with a very special guest, once again, Lars Frederick Froistley on Mellotron and Hammond and Moog and all sorts of other keyboards. Hakon Oftong on Hammond, M100, Hohner clavinet, Fender Rhodes Mellotron, Selena strings, so on and so forth. Anyway, so basically the same crew that did the first album. I'm assuming we'll see them on the third installment too. So for those of you who watched my review of the first part of this trilogy, amazing stuff. I believe I either gave it a 4.5 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5. It's that good, right? Just amazing Norwegian, lush, pastoral, progressive rock. It's folky, it's rocking in spots, it's intricate, it's epic sounding, it's symphonic, it's all those things, right? One of my favorite prog albums of the year. I was highly anticipating this. I will say on first listen to this, I was fairly disappointed because it doesn't quite hit the majesty of that first record. However, on successive listens, I figured out pretty quickly that I think I was being a little harsh on my initial assessment. And that being that this album starts off kind of slow. So you get 2 tracks which open up the album, which are called Over West Winds and Orias and the Underwater City, which are really mellow, atmospheric, and there's not a lot going on there. To the point where it starts off the album, it's almost like you're a little bored, right? Until like maybe about halfway through Orias and the Underwater City, the things start picking up a little bit. But from that point in the album, it's very folky, very pastoral, very lush. But just like I was expecting a little more. That first album's got so much kind of yin and yang throughout the whole album. But it's not really until the third track, Ocean Traveler, that things pick up quite a bit here, and you got the great vocal interplay and all the great keyboards and lots of whining, weaving guitars and big bass sounds. Lady of the Waves is really good, and then the last 2 tracks are terrific. Green Refreshment's probably my favorite song on the album. It's rocking. I wouldn't call it heavy, but it's pretty damn rocking. Big booming Rickenbacker bass, I got Mellotron and Hammond, and the guitars are just weaving and intricate. Great vocals, and then the Grand Reef, the finale, is also absolutely terrific. So, I mean, when you get right down to it, there's a lot of dynamic stuff going on through most of the tracks on here. Again, if you can get past the initial kind of lull of the first mostly 2 tracks, from there on in, it's actually really, really good. And it's got a lot of variety, but again, that whole kind of yin and yang of kind of like the more complex and rock and symphonic with the more lush pastoral, it's just kind of, it's all over the place, and I think it really, really works. Is it as successful as the first album? Not quite. It's not quite as spectacular as that, start to finish, but I think there's enough on here that's really good that rivals what's on the first album that I can easily give this a 4 out of 5 star. I think what it's going to be with this whole concept once the third album comes out is that because these albums aren't that long as they are, I think this is going to be looked at later on and meant to be taken in as a whole. In other words, you listen to the first disc or the beginning, first LP, vinyl, whatever, and listen. You have to listen to it all the way through, because I think once you do that, you'll fully appreciate kind of what these guys are bringing to the table and how they're shifting things up from track to track to track. So I'm really looking forward to not only living with this even more, but like between now and when the new one comes out, listen to part 1 and part 2 back to back in succession a few more times, and then when I think part 3 is going to knock our socks off. I really have high hopes for that. I can't imagine that they wouldn't go out with a bang towards the end. So late February that's coming out, so I'm really looking forward to it. So anyway, part 2 of the Chronicles of Father Robin, the Songs and Tales of Airoea-Book 2, 4 out of 5 star. Really dig this quite a bit, and this is on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page. Thanks in advance for all your support there. And we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.